Hey everyone, it's Shannon.
And Amy, we're back.
We are back. Shannon needed a little break. Amy's been like itching to go, let's be real. But that's how we roll around here. We got to do things in our joy zone or in our bliss zone. So, for those of you that are new to the group, welcome. I am Shannon Hernandez. I am a joyful marketing strategist, and I help established coaches and consultants grow their businesses by putting joy first, because that is actually when the money comes, is after the joy is there, and we infuse way more joy back into the process. This is Amy. She's going to introduce herself today.
Hey there, I'm Amy, your joyful marketing specialist. I'm working really closely with Shannon, and really my role is to get to know this community, which is so awesome, and to really help you all discover which program may be the best fit for you and your business.
I love it. Now, I am broadcasting live from my brand new office. And Amy, I'd love to know, is it echoey in here?
It is a little echoey. It's not as clear as your old office, but I know that you're literally unpacking boxes right now, and so we'll let it slide this time.
Awesome. So everyone, we're talking about how to stay motivated and in your business, right? Because life's going to happen. You're going to move. People are going to die. Animals are going to get sick. The politics don't ever stop. We got COVID. And so somebody said, will you two please go live and do a video about staying motivated in your business? How do you, Shannon, stay motivated with all of this shit going on in the world? So very first thing I'd like to do is ask you, if you are here, please say hello in the comments. If you are catching the replay, it's #replay, all right, so that we know you are here. And I am looking at the, I hate it when it does that.
I've got it.
My phone's been acting wonko. So if you're here, we want to know you're here, essentially. And I want to say that I love when people ask about joy and motivation and how to overcome things. One, because it's very real, right, Amy? Like, we have shit going on all the time in our lives, in our businesses. But also because this is around my brand new body of work, which is debuting October 22nd. And I put the link above in the description of this video, and it's called The Joyful Experiment. And it's much like how I teach business and marketing, and Amy has heard this a million times, is you just got to go experiment. You got to play. You got to get some data. You got to see what's working. And it's no different with your joy. So if you're interested in working closely with me in a 6-week program that's focused specifically on your joy zone, actually, we're going to talk today. I'm introducing a brand new concept to this, which is your bliss zone, which is beyond joy. All right. If you're interested in that, you're going to want to grab your seat for the $500 program. It is a 6-week program. We're starting October 22nd, and you can read more about it at mshannonhernandez.com/TJEBIZ. The Joyful Experiment Biz Edition is what we're calling it. And Amy, what are you excited about for this program? Let's really talk about that first.
Well, so I think what I like about it is, we're meeting 6 times and really kind of building off of each of those conversations. And so I'm not having to just sit there for 6 hours and do the work and do the drawing. Like, I know it's going to be fun and interactive, but I think being able to break it up so that, one, I can digest what we're talking about in between sessions, but two, I think one of the biggest things that I benefit from when going to workshops like this is the reflection time. And to be able really to think about how this impacts my business, how this impacts my life, what tweaks, what changes, what pivots, what improvements, what am I going to stop doing? So there's a lot of questions that we get to explore as business owners. And that's the one thing that I really love about this is we are exploring, we are playing, and we are giving ourselves the permission to do so, because I don't feel like that's always the case. And so to have that play space, it's like recess for adults.
Yes. And just because we're talking about it, I have hand drawn the entire, I'm calling it a joy journal, all right, for our joy class. You can see this little stick figure makes an appearance on every single page. Give me some love, give me some likes if you love infusing the art and the creativity. So this is the cover page of the Joyful Experiment. And there you are running. Amy, this is you. You're running towards more joy. And then I'll just flip through a couple of pages. So I did a hand illustrated bio page about me and how I came into the world of teaching women across the world how to get back to joy. And this is specifically for women because we have some unique challenges when it comes to putting others first, serving before selling, like a lot of the things that we've been taught by society. So we're going to explore some of those and how they impact your joy. And then this is the joyometer. Look at that, Amy. So everyone's going to be operating on this scale of like absolutely no fucking joy here, all the way over to, whoa, this is my bliss zone. How can I have more of this? And so we'll be talking about this more today. And I'll do one more sneak peek. We've developed a dice game. It's called Rollin' in Joy. And you see this little stick figure up here. How do you guys like it? Let me know in the comments how you like it.
Caston loves it, of course.
Yeah, Caston loves it. And so I'm not going to ruin the fun, but you're going to have some dice and we're going to roll in the joy over the 6-week period. So Amy, this is a little sneak peek of what I've been working on behind the scenes.
I like it a lot. And I think the really cool thing is to just get to see you put together this. I've watched you put together things like the Confident Expert program and, your content personality quiz. And yeah, those lit you up, but this is different.
Yeah, it's different because, and so what we're talking is about how to stay motivated in your business. And so, yes, marketing motivates me and I really am a voice for joyful marketing. But beyond that, what is my vision beyond that is how do I increase the joy of the planet?
Yeah.
Question I've been sitting with. And I thought, you know what? Marketing is great. It's impacted thousands, maybe the ripple effect too, right? Got tens of thousands of people. And how can I reach people that maybe don't have a business or want to look at joy through an alternative lens? And so one of the ways that I stay motivated in my business is I am in creation mode, right? I am thinking about what's next. And Amy has seen this. Amy has seen, like, if I don't have a project that I'm working on and that I'm creating, I actually go stagnant and kind of go sideways, right? And so one of the things I think that's really important here is how do you stay motivated is you're excited about what you're doing. And we can call that joy. We can call it a lot of things, but it's really hard to go out and sell things that you're not excited about. You can't get behind 100%. You're not confident that it's impacting the world in whichever way. So Amy, what do you have to say about just generally, before we dive in, getting motivated in business?
Well, one, I think it looks different for everybody. You clearly just explained that, but I do think you're right. If you feel like you're hiding, like you're shying away, you're closing up, that may be a really good sign that it's not joyful. It's not what brings and sings to your soul. Mm-hmm. And so again, taking the time to hit the pause button and let's reflect. Yeah. And let's visit why. And then how can we turn that around? And so that way it is joyful, because I don't think, again, none of us are in this game, in this life, to do shit we hate.
Nope. Life's too short.
Yeah.
And if we want to be really real, on that joy zone that I just showed, it's worth pulling out again. Hold, please. On this, what I'm going to teach people is how do you stay between 60 and 100, but mainly between 80 and 100. We want the bliss zone. And I just spoke to my high-level mastermind. We had a meeting today. And I said, what is your bliss zone? What is your bliss zone? Tell me what your bliss zone is. And they all could. I said, then quit doing all that other shit. You have got to outsource that shit, because can you imagine if I was doing tech? You know, like I would not be joyful at all. It's hilarious, right? Like, you know, I'm like, don't send me this shit. Take it to Lou. He's the one. Right? So everyone, we are going to really experiment and play with motivation in terms of joy and staying in your bliss zone. And oh my God, there's a million billion things happening in the world. And you can either choose to be completely obsessed and distracted and derailed by it, or you can choose joy. And this is so exciting for me. I am so excited to debut this. So I hope people will join us. And by the way, if you're a Confident Expert Program student, it's $250 for you.
Yay.
Is that right, Amy?
Yeah, you're right.
$250 for you, not $500. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. But what I want to talk about today is April and Laura, I believe, asked some really great questions in terms of, how do you just stay in the joy? How do you stay motivated? How do you get back on track when you've been derailed? And the first thing I'm going to tell you, and I know it may sound completely unsympathetic, all right, and like I'm living in some la la land, but your first job is to actually not get derailed. Yeah. Not get derailed, right? And what does it look like? So I'm going to give a perfect example. I have moved in the past 4 days. As anyone knows, moving is like a great big shit show, even when you're organized, even when you hire movers. If you guys knew what the back of this floor looked like in my office, nobody can walk in it. Like even the cat is like prancing around. But I'm not letting it derail me. I got my basic setup ready to go for today. Mm-hmm. And I showed up for my clients and stayed in my bliss zone. And I canceled everything that was on my calendar today that was not in my bliss zone, because my energy is actually low. I'm thinking about where the hell my clothes are, which are spread out all over the bedroom at this point. And I asked my team, hey, can you handle this today? Or I rescheduled people. So yes, I moved. Yes, I haven't slept in a few days because your brain just keeps going, right? And I'm excited, but there's also nervousness and anxiety and worry and all the things that come with a move. And did I forget something and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I didn't let it derail me. I got my office set up so I could come in here at 8:45 today and meet in my bliss zone with my clients and go live on Facebook. And so you've got to stay in your zone of genius. You've got to stay in that zone of bliss. Amy, what do you have to say about that?
Well, so, there's a great thing. It's easy to say, but it's hard to do. And so I think, though, Shannon just said she canceled the things that weren't blissful. She moved them off of her calendar because she knows she's low energy. And today it's just not going to be 110% day for her. And it is okay to do that. If Shannon had to build a newsletter today, guess what? I bet you that newsletter wouldn't get done because building the newsletter isn't something blissful. And
I want to say something to that. Yeah. This is really important. I anticipated, this is part of not getting derailed. My newsletter went out today at 3 p.m. and it's going out Thursday. And it's because I wrote that shit last week. Right? I anticipated what needed to get done to keep the business moving forward. I even reached out to Aaliyah. You guys know Aaliyah from the group. I said, can you bring me food that will last for a few days? Because I didn't get into a grocery store. Yes, she did. She was over here on Saturday. We've been eating hummus and falafel and pita for 3 days, and I've never been so freaking grateful, right? So I put things in place so that I wasn't frantic. It didn't solve all the problems. Clearly, this is the shirt I drew out of a great big box of laundry today. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going with it.
Okay, I haven't seen that. I like it.
Right? So you guys, it's in business, in life. And let's talk about grief in a minute too, because it's real, right? I'm going to talk about really the joyful experiment. This whole body of work came from me moving through cycle after cycle after cycle of back-to-back grief. And it was me saying, yes, I'm going to grieve. I'm going to feel all the feels, and it's going to be sucky for a while, but I'm also going to come back to joy. How am I going to do that? And so I experimented. I played. Some things worked. Some things different. This is like how we teach marketing, right, Amy?
Right.
You got to just play with things. And so if you are in some sort of grief, and let's be real, the world is fucking hard right now. I am not even going to lie to you and say everything's perfect. We've got a big election coming up. We've got people in our community who have had multiple deaths. We've got people in our community who have lost pets. We've got people in this community who have lost clients and lost income. And, you know, myself, I've experienced like a big relationship transition, 3 homes in 2 years. I'm finally living in one. It's grief. It's real. But what I did is I came back to joy, even minusculely. Every day I said, what would bring me joy? And that is how this body of work was developed. And I am super excited about it. Okay. So Amy, when you're in a grief for whatever reason, loss of friendship, loss of, you know, fighting with your husband, right? Fighting with our spouses. What brings you back? Like, how do you, I'm not saying we ignore it, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but there definitely is a choice of coming back to joy and coming back to focus.
You know, I think one, there is that period of downtime that you need, and that break. Acknowledging and honoring that break is very, very important. And Melissa even says, you know, you can point this out easily for others, but you have blinders on for yourself. And so giving yourself that break is so important. And so, you know, I am a very extroverted, like I feed off of people, you know, if I am not interacting with others, like I'm freaked out. But when I need to take that break, I honor that break. And then when I'm ready to come back, I do something that I love. And 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you it's cooking something. Mm-hmm. And so I try to cook dinner for the both of us, try to cook dinner for myself, do my lunch break that I need to do every day to kind of break my day up and give me that space that I need to re-energize myself. We are not the Energizer Bunny. We cannot keep going and going and going and going and going. And so knowing what is important to you and when you do need to take that pause, honoring that pause, and then doing just one thing.
Yeah,
that brings you joy.
And so this is so important because, you know, everyone, I'm going to be really honest. I know that mainly I spend a lot of time talking about joyful marketing. Today, I'm not. Today, I'm talking about building a freaking joyful life, because if your life ain't joyful, your business ain't working. Yeah. I have had it all ways, none ways, both ways. And I'm going to tell you, money follows joy. Mm-hmm. So if you are not making the money in your business, if you are not signing clients, if you are not happy at home, if you are burdened by debt, I could go on and on, if your health sucks, if all of those things are taking place and you're trying to be very successful in business, whatever that means to you, it's really hard. And so part of the work we do in the Confident Expert program, in the Joy Money Retreats, like the one I just led in Sedona, in this body of work, which I hope people will join me for, is get you to joy. Because when you are even 1% more joyful, 10% more joyful, that is where the flow starts coming in your business. And part of the reason I've developed this body of work is because actually no one is talking about joy in terms of what matters. What matters is your lifestyle values, the kind of life you want to be living every day, how many hours you actually want to be working, and how you're going to fund your lifestyle. No one's talking about that. In fact, they talk about happiness, which, by the way, happiness is an emotion and it comes and it goes. I'm talking about teaching women deep-rooted, lasting joy. And it is a practice. It is a daily practice like yoga, okay? The other thing people are not teaching in terms of joy, which they call happiness, which is completely inaccurate, they're saying things like, oh, the path to being happy or joyful is sitting and meditating. You know what? That shit don't work for me. I am never going to sit still and meditate. When I do, I get angry. I get pissed off. I'm upset because I can't do it. And guess what? It ain't joyful. I am done trying it. I've been trying it for years and years. What's my joy is walking meditation, is being out in nature and hiking meditation. And so the joyful experiment and this body of work is about helping you, Amy, helping you, Patience, helping you, Melissa, helping you, Denise, helping you, Jessica, everyone who I can see on this feed right now, helping you find your bliss zone. Not my bliss zone, and not what I tell you is going to work for everyone like meditation. Okay. And it is so important. And everyone that's ever worked with me or listened to me knows this is exactly how we teach marketing. It is your preferred marketing style. It is how you want to be showing up in the world. So it's a translation from marketing to life. And I am freaking passionate and fired up about it. If you can't tell already. Right?
A lot of it.
A lot of it. So if you have questions, I want you to please put them in the comments. We are watching. That's why you see me looking at the screen over here. And also, you know, everyone in this group should be enrolled, if you are a woman, in the joyful experiment that's starting on October 22nd. I mean, can you really put a price tag on your joy, your peace of mind, getting to this deep-seated, no matter what's going on in the world, place of happiness and contentment and exuding joy? It's $500, you guys. That's it. I've made it so simple for you guys to join us in this program because it is my legacy work. It is the work that's going out into the world to create the ripple effect of raising the joy and the consciousness of the planet. And I am committed to that in all the ways that I show up.
Yeah.
All of them. Sure. Amy, do you want to say anything about that before we move on to another bullet point?
Well, and I think again, a lot of you know me and know, like, I'm not a woo-woo person, right? It kind of scares me. And so this is a good speed. If I can just blatantly say it is a good speed because you're getting a tool for your tool belt, your life tool belt that you're going to be living for the rest of your life. Yeah. And so having this foundational knowledge so that you can go back to it when you do have that situation where someone passes, something doesn't go well in your business, having that tool to grab and pull out and go back to is priceless. You're going to be able to use what you learn for the rest of your life.
Beautiful. Now, one of the questions, and this may surprise you all, so I want you to brace yourself. Amy's like,
I'm braced.
Okay, I just came off of Sedona retreat. Went out to Sedona for 5 days, led the Joy Money Retreat. By the way, San Antonio in January is sold out. We've got a virtual Joy Money Retreat coming up in November. So if you're interested, reach out to Amy. It will change your life. All right. This joyful experiment is just a little taste of the bigger kind of retreat that we do. So there's 2 ways you can work with me on your joy at this point. The joyful experiment or a Joy Money Retreat. But anyway, talk about being in my bliss zone. Out there in Sedona, leading 5 women through this. Two of them had already been through it once. And Amy, I was thinking, you may want to reach out to Quenisha for an interview for the group, because in 1 week's time, she has now come off and sold $21,000 after we got her business aligned with her joy, which, by the way, it's doing retreats, and she wasn't doing that. So we said, I made her pick a date. Let's be real. Let's do some logistics. Pick a date. How many you want there? Where are you going? She sold it out in about 48 hours and has opened the next one and is selling it, right? So everyone, this is not just woo-woo bullshit, all right? Mm-hmm. We have helped hundreds and hundreds of people through the joy money process. And it's so important to the work that we are doing, the foundation, laying the foundation of joy before we dive into the marketing and the selling. So I want to share with you all what happened. So had this joy money retreat, taught a lot of these principles that we're going to be teaching in the joyful experiment. It's more of a baby version, all right, than the full-blown retreat. And I said to the ladies, I'm getting a lot of questions, Amy and I, in the group, we're getting a lot of questions around, do I have to have a vision for my business? I don't know what my vision is. I don't know what my mission is. Like, what if, and James, he asked such a great question on the thread in the group, was like, is it okay just to have a business for myself? Like, do I have to have this bigger mission and vision? And so I went into the retreat and I was thinking about this. And I was a little scared to reveal this, and I'm going to reveal it here in a minute, okay? So my mission and vision used to be like, change the world of marketing. I'm over it. I'm not. Guess what? You want joyful marketing? You want to make money in your business? Come talk to me and Amy. We're going to help you do it, right? Like, I am not going to change all the guru marketers. It's too big, too convoluted. They're spending $100,000 a month in Facebook ads. I cannot compete with them. Right? But what I can do is live a life of joy and attract people who want that. And that is what we're doing. So I say to the ladies, we're sitting around our beautiful dinner table. I hired a chef. He came in 2 nights. It was the most exquisite, beautiful food for everyone involved. And I said to them, I'm a little nervous to say this, but I'm going to say it. And my job, my mission is no longer to change how marketing is done in the world, because I really don't give a shit. I'm not into changing other people's opinions. It doesn't ever work anyway. So like, why am I wasting my energy? And they said, well, what is it then? And I said, and you guys can write this down and you can quote it. The soul, S-O-U-L, purpose of my business is to gift me joyful life experiences. And you should have seen their faces light up. Their faces lit up and they said, that's it. You want to have this awesome business so that you can go do the things that you love to do. And I said, yep, that's it. I'm going to Africa on safari in April. I am going to do joy money retreats in places that I want to be traveling. And I'm going to help people connect to their joy so they can raise the vibration of the planet. And in the process, the more people I help, the more I get to go hire chefs and buy organic food and travel to the places I want to travel. And Amy, it was like such a burden was lifted off of people, because it was no longer about impact, income, influence, but like, how can I just have the most joyful, extraordinary business that lets me do everything that I want to do?
Right. And I'm typing it in a quote in the comments, so in case you missed it, you'll be able to get it. But, you know, it was really crazy because when Shannon came back and said this to me, I was like, again, she lit up so differently than any other time. And I've known her for a while now. So I think really the work that you're connecting us to and our lives, you're teaching us we're more than just marketing and selling.
Yes.
We really are.
Because all of us went into business to have freedom of whatever that means for me. I see Karen Joy Fritz here. I'm so glad she's here. She's actually leading a new movement called the Tiny Business, which I'm fascinated by. It's like the tiny house, but like the business. Like what kind of business can give you the life that you love? Like she and I are speaking the same language. And it is like, and guess what? I was worried people would judge it. Like, oh, there she is again. She's being selfish. It's all about her. Guess what? It is freaking all about me. Let's be real. It's all about me being joyful so I can reach more people and help them be joyful so we increase the joy of the planet. Yes, it's being selfish. And I don't need to have a bigger mission. I don't need to have this life-changing vision of changing how marketing is done or raising millions of dollars or any of that. I'm not interested in it at all. And I don't even want to hear the words for a very long time, impact, income, and influence. Like I'm freaking sick of it because they often come from, you're not doing enough. You need to have more impact. What are you doing in the world? You need to increase your income. Income equals impact. Influence equals impact. It's exhausting. And in my humble opinion, it's bro marketing. I just got to let that sink in for a minute. I mean, this is real. This is like what I've been going through for the past. This is why you guys haven't seen me. Let's be real. I'm like, actually, I need to pivot a little bit more. Like I'm pivoting back to joy. And I'm just going to be real with people. I don't care what kind of business you want to build, but if you can get on board and you're a coach who knows that the work you're doing in the world is changing someone's life, including your own, and you want to be joyful, I'm your coach. I'm the person you want to work with for that. Mic drop.
Whoop, whoop. Amen. Well, and just think about it, guys. If you're miserable, you're not happy, no, happiness is emotion. But really, think about yourself when you show up and interact with others. If you're feeling blah, you're going to show up blah.
Yeah.
And that's not how we want to interact with others. And I think Denise had pointed out something in the comments, and it was something Melissa Oliver and I were talking about, I think last week. Getting back on that horse and finding that next best joyful step for you and your business. Sometimes it is finding the next joyful step at home, you know, what if that's cooking dinner or whatever it may be. But Melissa and I were talking specifically about her business, and Melissa loves going live. She shows up great on live. And so that was her next best step, is to start going live, to start getting herself back on that saddle again. And I think the snowball effect kind of happens. When you're doing one thing that you love, you're going to start doing another thing that you love. And you're going to start feeling
like it is, right? This is a result of that. I could have never seen launching a program called the Joyful Experiment even 4 months ago.
No.
But I took the next best step. Then I took the next best step. And then I'm like, wow, I should take this to the world. And guess what, everyone? I am super psyched about this because this that we're starting October 22nd is the Joyful Experiment Business Edition. I'm going to roll out in the new year with Home Edition. How do you create a home as your sanctuary? Then I'm going to roll out with Creativity Edition. How do you add more creativity and joy? And so this is limitless to the people that I can reach based on what they want to focus on. And it's huge. This is huge, right? This is huge for me on a spiritual level, but it's also huge. And it's my stake in the ground to say, we are getting this planet back to joy. Because at the end of the day, when I'm more joyful and you're more joyful and everyone on this feed is more joyful, it has a ripple effect. And that's what I'm about. It's always been what I've been about. I may have not articulated it so well, but I got it now.
You got your messaging.
I had to go into a cave for a while and have a couple of failed launches. Let's be real. Had to have 3 people before you fail at sales for me to figure out what the hell we were doing wrong, right? had to get burnt out on every Tuesday Facebook Live. But guys, that is the experiment in marketing and in joy. It is tuning into your bliss zone, figuring shit out as you go. And as I say it's a messy middle sometimes. It is suck city. It is sometimes very messy, but I can tell you, if you can work with somebody who gets it, who wants you to be joyful and profitable, because I'm not backing down on that. I don't care how much money you want to make, but you need to be profitable so you don't have a hobby, right? If you can be those things and you want to work with somebody who's a stand for those things, I am one of the very few on this planet doing this work. If not the only one on the planet doing this work. And I'm the person for you if you're aligned, right? So I hope you will join us for the Joyful Experiment Business Edition. Amy, if you can drop the link again, or drop the link if you can get to it. It's mshannonhernandez.com/TJEBIZ. $500 gets you 6 weeks of freaking joy to last you for the rest of your life. And if you're, that's it. And if you're a TCE student, it's $250 because we give you guys discounts and lots of love in your pocketbook for sticking around with us and watching new programs roll out.
Right. And I think that's the exciting thing is there's going to be more of this. And so it's not just one and done.
No. And I would love to know in the comments, can you guys, what other additions would you want? So what Horizon is business. That's what we're starting with. Home is sanctuary. So bringing more joy into your home, into your space, creativity and art. I also thought I could do one at some point around health, whatever people want to increase their joy around their health. Currently, you guys may not, I haven't really talked about this. I've actually enrolled in Weight Watchers and I'm in my 3rd week. I've lost about 6 pounds so far. So I'm super excited because I've tried a lot of other things and it just wasn't working. So that's joyful for me. I get to eat all the foods that I want, keep exercising how I want, and I'm now losing weight. So it's like,
nice.
But it took me like many tries, many experiments to figure that out. And so I too am super excited and I'd love to know, Jessica says relationships. You know, I thought it'd be fun to bring Maria in to do a 6-week segment on relationships because God knows we've been through some shit to come back to joy in our relationship, right? Amy, do you have any ideas of future additions you'd like to see?
Well, I don't have any ideas because I love the ones that are coming in. But what I want to add that I think isn't clear about this is you're partnering with other people who are experts in the ending part, the joyful experiment home, the joyful experiment health, whatever.
Yeah. So part of this was what I realized was missing in my own business, which was a joy thing, right? Is that I wanted to collaborate with other people. And in the marketing and selling side, I don't need to do that. I mean, we have a robust business, a full client. We have room right now, if you're interested, for 2 more one-on-one clients this quarter, Q4, and then we're closing that out. We've got room in the Confident Expert program. But outside of that, it's like, how could I collaborate with other people? So Megan Contour, founder of the Dames, she's my first collaboration. She's built a networking group called the Dames, virtual and in-person across the United States. And we're very aligned on how we do business and how we want to have more joy in business. And so she's my co-facilitator for that. I'm looking for someone to co-facilitate the Home is Sanctuary. You and I have an idea of somebody. I'm going to reach out to her this week. But yes, it's a collaboration because I realized I actually want to teach with people. I want to learn from other people's specialty and infuse the joy into that. Because how do we increase the consciousness of the planet? They introduce me to their people. I introduce them to my people. And we have this beautiful blended 6-week program every time it runs, focused on a different topic.
Yeah. And there are some great topic suggestions in the comments, guys. Parenting, finances, health and wellness, detoxing. I mean, keep it coming. I love these because that is the one thing that we do want to make sure that we do. We're bringing you guys the workshops and the content that you really need right now in your lives that will help you be better in your business and better at home and better in your life.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's ask everyone a question. Okay. What's your takeaway from today? Go ahead and type it in the comments. Like if you had to say, wow, that Shannon's back, Amy's back. Amy's glad Shannon's back.
Yay. Well, and that's how we know Shannon's going to have so much fun collaborating with other people. Guys, I was the trial run. Okay. And it worked out so well.
Yep. And, you know, I had to pause because as you all see, I had some shit going on that I needed to get sorted, which by the way, I'm happy to announce I have applied to speak in Costa Rica. I will know November 1st. Going back to Costa Rica makes me want to cry, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm taking this body of work and I'm applying for a women's conference also in Florida. And I am super, super excited. This is also a book in the making. So guys, if you want to be what is it called? Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. You will come in on this first edition because much of what I teach, I'm already teaching, but it's in a different format. This is going to inform all the bodies of work moving forward. I would love your feedback. I would love for you to come in and have fun and help me shape this. You can say, oh my God, I was in her first version of this online and look at it now. Like it's caught on around the world. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So, Amy, what are some ahas? Do we have some coming in?
So a lot of woot woots, loves, I'm in.
Yep.
The money follows joy. That was one patient said, and together feels better from Melissa. And so I think those are some really good ahas. And Caston says Shannon's soul purpose. I know, right? That's a really good one. And if you guys want to include what your soul purpose is in the comments, it's always fun to share. And I think when you do share it out loud, one, we're going to continue to encourage and love on you. But two, saying out loud is different than thinking and saying in here.
And we have such an amazing community and tribe to like have your back.
Oh yeah.
Help you. Guess what? Just like you guys have helped me, help you evolve, shift, and grow as things evolve, shift, and grow. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I could have thought about all of this even 6 months ago. I couldn't have. But my community has helped me. My community has loved me. That's you guys, right? My team has helped me. My team has loved me. And given me the space to grow and shift and morph with grace and ease, even when I'm in the messy middle and even when it sucks sometimes. Like, let's be real. Sometimes it's just sucky, but guess what? You guys were here for that too. And you have helped shape all of this body of work as you see it roll out. So we are back next week, Amy, with another training. I'm trying to find it. Facebook has shifted so much shit in the time that I have kind of been in and out. Hold on. They don't even have the events where it used to be. Okay, got it. So everyone, we're back next week. We're going to continue this conversation. It seems like it resonated for a lot of you. Yep. Tuesday trainings twice a month. Next week, we're back at 3:30. We are talking about the key to deep inner joy in life and in business. And then guess what? I'm hitting the road joyfully for 2 weeks. I am flying into one part of California, renting a car, heading up the coast, doing some VIP days, doing some joy work with people who have asked me to come in, doing some art, like all the things, right, that I want to be doing.
All the things you love to do.
All the things I love to do. So I will be teaching part of the Joyful Experiment from California.
Yay!
Super fun. And the girls in Sedona last week said, did you at least get a convertible to drive up and down the coast? And I was like, no, I just got it right. They're like, call Natalie and tell her to get you a convertible. Yes. So I did.
At least a huge sunroof. Come on, Shannon.
Oh my God, I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to California. So super excited about that. And Amy, thank you for being here. These are always so fun to do with somebody, a collaboration. Yeah. Any final thoughts from you, Amy, before we head out?
I would say, hold on to your bootstraps, y'all. We're going to have a party.
In fact, every week it's called Joy Parties in the program. It's not a Zoom call, it's a joy party, people. Awesome. So we hope to see your registrations come in. If you are in the Confident Expert program and you have lost your code to come in at $250, ping Amy. She has the code for you. Everyone else, you can either join the Confident Expert program and get help joyfully with your business and then get $250 off, or you can just join us for $500. Any way you look at it, your joy is priceless. Your peace of mind is priceless, and being able to just show up like this in the midst of everything going on, it's a no-brainer. I hope to see you all and work with you in that program. Amy, thank you so much.
Yes, I'm excited to be back.
I'm going to go fold and unpack some more clothes now.
Have fun.
All right. Adios, everyone.
Bye.